Hello everybody, welcome back to Dominions 5. We are playing as Late Age Man, and this is turn 17, I believe. So, let's take a look at what is going on. I notice that the tech is a bit different. Again, I'm recording this way after the fact, so I haven't been paying perhaps as close attention. So let's see what I started researching and why. First, let's take a look at these battles. Yes, this is the stack of sacreds without a bless. Just taking another random province. This is us trying to take these mountains back, but this time we just say attack. And so they put away their crossbows, walk across the field. And this guy's ethereal, but eventually they'll kill him. Meanwhile, this skeleton is like dodging like a pro, but then of course we win. So good job us. Then AI is attacking a bunch of indies with a ton of heavy crossbows. In fact, this is Mercs, I'm pretty sure. Tianchi attacks more indies. Actually, and we'll take a look at this in a second. And then there was a battle here. This was us trying to... yes, we're still hunting the dragon. And we find him! So for the first time, we actually get to fight the dragon. Now, he has pumped all his money into PD here. So we have a bunch of Barb PD. He has his... I guess he's recruited city guards. These are not amazing. I mean, certainly outside of a castle, they're not great. I mean, so a glaive is like a good DPS weapon, but you sacrifice a shield, and I mean, it's length 3. It's good against things that have high protection, is what it is. Because you want, but yeah. So, or maybe giants or something. Plus, slashing can sometimes chop things off. But the unit itself has, like, pretty bad protection and defense, so it's pretty flimsy. And then he's got PD here, and actually, these barbs might not be the PD. He might have actually paid to recruit these barbs. These are his units. But anyways, he has Bobby the Dragon. So let's take a look at Bobby the Dragon. Bobby, we've seen him before, but now he has a limp. So he's lost a bit of attack and defense. But you can see he has, 13 defense is not that high, but he has 19 protection. But not that much HP. So let's see how this fight goes. We have scripted... we're expecting him to attack rear. Now, notice, however, that I have... Bobby casts Phoenix Power, so he's buffing his fire for some reason. I have these guys that are supposed to be the back squad to bait the dragon, but I have them on fire. They should be hold fire so that they stay in the back. Instead, they're kind of inching forward. These mages cast Body Ethereal. Now, I didn't notice, but I don't think... maybe I did. Oh, no, maybe these are just experienced. Yeah, I don't think I cast Wind Guide, but I think that's because I ran out of air gems. So, oops. Anyways, some of these guys might be on fire, flying beasts. I don't know. So Bobby fires, is casting Flare, which is like an evocation, I forget, 4 or something. It's like a fireball or something. Anyways. But his aim is not that great. Now, my meat, which is these heavy cav, are running into a ton of barbarians, which is dangerous because they could actually get hurt by these weapons. On the other hand, their attack skill isn't that high. So, oh, and now he's, yeah, so more fire magic coming. So I'm just hoping that my archers kill enough of these unprotected barbs so that they rout before they come and kill me. Oh, this is what I was saying maybe a couple episodes ago about skirmish. So imagine I had all of these guys in a line. Then when the barbs come, like 3 or 4 of them are going to start fighting them in melee. But now the back guys are still shooting the bows. If you look here, for example. See, all these guys are still shooting their bows. Only the front guys are trying to attack them with the daggers. So that's what I meant when I was talking about that formation. So my knights have been waiting in the back patiently, waiting for Bobby to fly over, but he still hasn't. So these knights are really jealous because, yeah, and then they're stuck behind my guys. So this is kind of not great scripting. Finally, my ethereal sacred Lord Wardens decide to go and tank all the barbarians for us. Of course, ethereal fails and he still gets hit, but, you know, whatever. Eventually. The longbowmen have fled, because of course one stack of longbowmen ate barbarians in the face. And then these guys are coming, so they're killing more of my archers. These archers are routing. But finally the barbarians have had enough, because these knights, although they're mostly dead now, killed most of their number. And so they're basically... They're routed, because they have terrible... I mean, they have 11 morale, which is not great. I can finally wipe these guys off, and so now... Finally, I think to myself, oh, it's a nice hit with the fire. I could get the dragon, right? Nope, the armies of Marignan routed. So once again, he HP routes, right? I've killed most of his guys. And so that's a big pile of HP that's either been killed or has routed. And so his dragon gets away once again. So we lost one of the wardens. We lost our... These were just our cheap crossbowmen to get bolts in the air. We lost a few foresters. A few longbows. You know, we lost some units. Now, okay, so I was wrong. He actually spent a ton of gold on PD, right? Ton of gold. So interesting. This is his PD. I didn't realize he gets these guys as PD. I thought he'd recruited them. So, I was completely wrong. So in terms of the army that he had, it was just a dragon with a few tag-alongs. The dragon gets away. But we cost him a ton of gold in this PD. So that's a good thing. Of course, it didn't come for free, but this didn't cost me that much. I think we definitely killed a lot more gold than we lost. But I'm just disappointed because we didn't get the dragon. And here, he left. He just retreated. And so, yeah, when you retreat, when you leave a siege, you should leave one guy. So let's say you're moving out, take one of your soldiers, put him here, and then walk away from the fort. And so it still will be yours until they actually break siege. Pro tip. All right, so, yeah, this was our attempted kill on the dragon. Didn't work. But now, what he has successfully done is he has... now got his dragon, who retreated from here, and he retreated into... So, okay, here's the other thing. If this was not entirely stupid on his part, he took this province. If we had kept this province, and he had retreated from here, then he would have nowhere to retreat to. But he took this province, so the dragon retreated here, and now joins up with his stack of sacreds and crossbows, and so I'm afraid of that. For some reason, I don't sneak this. I just attack move it here, so I don't know why I did that. But that happens. And I guess that he is going to try to attack me here next. So we take the survivors of that fight, bring them here. We take whatever we can muster from here, which is just some defenders and maybe some mages, to move it here. And we take some of what we can muster from here to move it here. So let's take a look at the squadron that we have here to welcome the dragon. But remember, this is a dragon plus a stack of sacreds. So we have, let's take a look at this setup here. These guys are not in a line formation because the only commander I had was like a random barbarian. So whatever. So they also have a bit of a morale penalty, but that's life. The reason they're all at the top is because I've seen his formation, remember, he has a stack of sacreds here, then archers here, and usually Bobby the Dragon is back here. So I want to meet his sacreds with my meat. And then these heavy cav are going to hold and attack archers, of course. These guys are down here because obviously you can't just have, if he change, the army is going to come at me in a wall here and it's going to slam into me. So I want to have some way to get good coverage around him, basically. Then we have, let's bring this up again. Also, there's a big key here, but let's look at where the archers are. We have these archers are just fire, 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 fire. But this is a stupid place to do fire. Again, this should be hold and fire. These guys are here to eat, to welcome the dragon. And actually, so is this barbarian. And so the reason they're here for fire and fire is because I'm expecting the dragon to come here and then fire will happen there. But in reality, what's probably going to happen is they have fire. So turn one, they just move forward and shoot things. So they should be hold and fire. So that was a mistake on my part. And of course, you notice there's a big hole here, but that's because I pumped PD a ton this turn. And this province has great PD. This province has heavy cav PD. So I pump 24 PD, I get 2 extra commanders, a whole bunch of crossbowmen, and some heavy cav. This is indie heavy cav, but still pretty nice. So I'm getting like don't worry, it's not just this. There's this plus like a blob of things here, including crossbows and heavy cav. So that's what I'm hoping will do the trick. Mages are doing lightning bolts, and a bit of body ethereal. I brought in my Air 3 guy, and he's going to summon 3 lesser elementals. And then another air guy who's going to do Wind Guide, increases precision. And then Ghost Wolves, which are good Air 3 chaff summons. And then a few more mages with more lightning bolts and whatnot. And that is basically that for this army. Then here we have nothing, basically. My pretender, instead of being outside searching, because he can't, because there's nowhere safe for him to go, he's just stuck at home researching. And here I have only this. But I've also spent a lot of gold on PD, because I don't have a choice. He could attack here anytime. And so we have these guys coming here, and we don't have much. We've got, enough to have a bit of a line in front of heavy, we've got a line. Apparently, this is not very scripted. This is not scripted very well, but whatever. We got a line of, our defenders at the front, just on. Oh, these guys are still on attack because I forgot to script them differently. Whatever. But these are on fire, and then we have just the mage support, which is mostly priests. So I have been I recruited a bunch of priests. At this point, we have 4 of the H1s. They've been preaching because notice that his dominion is like 8 or 7, 1, 2, 3, 8 candles here. So I don't want his dominion to touch me because his dominion is pop kill. And so I've got a bunch of priests here just preaching to keep it out. And we're reinforcing with more priests from here. So I've been recruiting some H2 priests. Yeah, so I'm like praying. I mean, here I'm praying he doesn't attack me. But if he does attack me, I'm praying this will be enough. Here, I want him to attack me. This is a trap, and I'm confident that I can win. By the way, Tianchi has now moved up here. So remember this province and all these that I still haven't taken? Yep, still not taken. All right, well, that is that. Oh, yes, research. It's been a while since we talked about it. So remember, I had gone Construction 2 for Alquils. Then I went Evocation 2 in case I needed Lightning, which was a good call. Then Alteration 4 for Wind Guide. Then I think, and somewhere along the way, I got Enchantment 1 just for my, like, I don't know, to get Animate Dead or something for my Death 1 guys. I got Thaumaturgy for my Communions in case I need to set them up. I got Conjuration 3 just for like another extra, oh shit, I need some more magic power so I can summon some air elementals in here. And now I'm getting construction 4 and then enchantment 4. So I want to build towards eventually being able to do flaming arrows. And of course, construction 4 is just very useful. There's a lot of items in there. Unfortunately, I still have a pathetic gem income because I just have not been able to get out there and site search because I've got a raging fire dragon running around all of my land. Meanwhile, let's take a look at what the rest of our neighbors are doing. So the AI is just not doing much. I guess he's just being an AI. Ulm has expanded, has quite a nice chunk of territory. He's starting a fort here. Now he doesn't. We've had like basically a peace agreement because we both. Or this must have been a nap, I assume. Clearly, we both want to not kill each other and focus on Lemuria, but he is not committed at all. He hasn't fought him at all. And I was trying to convince him, move some armies here, give him some pressure, because right now Lemuria, he can take all of his free spawn every turn and just move them into these two provinces, which is what he's doing. Because he obviously has to deal with Tianqi. This is an AI, and Ulm isn't doing anything. So I'm like one-on-oneing him, but also dealing with a dragon in my backyard. So pretty tough. Tianqi was very slow, and he's being sort of inefficient, basically. Tianqi is... his weakness is he's basically just has one army with all his sacreds, and that's just not an efficient way to go. He could have taken... whatever, he could have taken a lot more. So that is a state. Also, Ulm... he has, so Ulm probably does, this army consists of mainly wolves, because he has wolf herds, and wolves are good for patrolling, and you want to patrol down because he's probably blood hunting, but you usually don't do that in your capital, but I don't know. Who knows? It's surprising to me that he hasn't taken this throne yet. He could have. I was not in a position to contest him. Maybe I've had a lot of armies around here, and so has Marignan, so maybe he didn't want to bump me accidentally or something. But, yeah, he could have definitely taken this. Also, interestingly, yeah, note Marignan has like a random army here on Ulm's borders. And Lemuria also has finally made it into the big lake, and nobody can contest him in the water. So Lemuria is free to take all this income if he wants, right? Because ghosts can go in the water. Yeah, so that's the situation. Let's see if we can fit in another turn into this episode. So I think the next one is 18. I kind of lose track as I talk about each game. Yeah, looks like it. Okay, proclamation from Ulm. I guess he needed another prophet for some reason. Okay, we get attacked. Not where I thought we were going to get attacked. Or is it where I thought? Is it where I thought? Yeah, yes, the trap works. Yes, so I correctly predict that he is going to attack me with his dragon and his dudes. So let's remember, these are his melee sacreds. They have Awe and a halberd. So that's that. Then he's got Bobby, and then he's got some of his crossbows down here. So remember, this is the formation that we saw before. So I put my heavy infantry crossbow guys at the top, right, to absorb this part. Then I knew that I was going to have PD in the middle with the heavy cav in front, so they're here. And then I have another blob of heavy infantry down here. So this is like my wall to match his. Although actually what's going to happen is these heavy cav are just going to run ahead and whatever. But they're going to run ahead and they're really going to mess up his line formation. So that's something to keep in mind. And then my heavy cav down here are going to run into his archers. That's the plan. And then we have arrows and crossbows. And then we have a bunch of mage support. And let's see what happens. He's doing 2 Phoenix powers. I've got Wind Guide. And some air elementals. Okay, so I cast Wind Guide, which, by the way, Wind Guide makes these guys have precision 17. Which is very precise. Let's just say. How much do the longbows get? Yeah, longbows they only get to 16. I guess they have one less than the defenders. The defenders are really good units, guys. Okay, so these Suicide PD weirdly kind of go to the south, but actually that messes up his formation even more, right? So I'm not killing a lot of these guys because they have Awe, right? So a lot of these attacks are are missing. Every time it flashes, that's awe triggering, right? And then these poor, whatever, this is the rest of the PD. But look, these 4 useless melee units have taken out of commission 6 of his sacreds, right? They've broken up the charge. And this PD has taken like a ton of these sacreds out of the picture. Meanwhile, my arrows are decimating his crossbows, and as well as an air elemental. And then my lightning is killing his sacreds, because it turns out these guys have like 10 magic resist, right? And so the way to kill these guys is arrows and lightning bolts, or whatever evocations you have. And then, yeah, also a lightning bolt stuns. Yeah, so by the time he gets to me, he's got like nothing left. Now the air elemental gets here. And so this air elemental has now taken over for these useless PD units and is going to hold up these sacreds even longer. Meanwhile, Bobby is casting fireballs. So, like, okay, but I think this dragon would do better trying to fire breathe or something. Anyways, they finally get to me, and then, like, sure, they're not, they're not terrible, but, like, these are heavy, these are heavy infantry. They have 16 protection. They've got, like, 15 defense. Like, I have 15 defense. He has 12 attack. They're going to miss me most of the time. Not armor miss me. They're literally just, these guys are going to dodge out of the way. Well, I mean, okay, to be fair, 6 of that is the shield. But, like, the protection with the shield is 16 plus 19, right? So, yeah, good units. And so, by now, the rest of his sacreds have killed the PD here. But I've got another meat wall down here. And my knights have killed his archers, so that's routing. Yeah, so this is a very successful, I think, script for me. Oh, they decide to go north anyways, and, they can't. There's a ton of bullets. And so the armies of Marignan are routed. Oh, yeah, they're routed. An air elemental made it. Oh, we actually stunned him. Wow. But we routed just before, so he was able to fly away. That is so close. We were this close. Imagine thumb and forefinger. This close. Oops, sorry. Mouse kind of got dragged out of the screen there. All right. So that was a good fight. But once again, so let's see. Oh, we lost a bunch of Magister's Arcane. I'm not sure what that was. I assume it must have been either unlucky crossbow bolts or fireballs. I didn't see it happen, sorry, but I think that's what it was. So that's unfortunate. We lost 3 mages. We killed, however, 34 of his sacreds. I mean, we killed everything. Just the mage and the dragon got away. And this is our PD. So that was fantastic. All right, now we do, in fact... So as if that wasn't enough stress, we do, in fact, get attacked by his biggest army yet. So let's look at this army. He's got just a couple of H1s in the back. He's got a random commander here. He's got Itimu the Wraith Lord. So this is a sort of like the equivalent of a cat mage. It's got Immortal. I wonder if this isn't a special hero. I'm not actually sure. But it's Death 3 and H2. So pretty badass. And then he's got, this must be his Prophet. Also Immortal and H3. So that means he can cast his... Oh, wait, no. He just gets H3 guys. This is the Prophet. This is just a guy who is H3 because, yeah, sure, more H3 guys. So H3 can cast like Power of the Sepulchre and like very big battlefield-wide buffs. All right. However, to be fair, these are still kind of just shitty ghosts, right? I mean, there's a lot of them and decent mage support. But, it's like 10 attack. Yeah, okay. Whatever. They're just like, they're ethereal, they're annoying, but they're kind of shitty. And he's got a bunch of stuff in here. So these guys paralyze. These guys give you leprosy. These guys paralyze, and these are just javelin dudes. So that's what he has. What do we have? Yeah, doesn't look too good. So we've got some defenders out in front, a couple sacreds in the back, another random pile of defenders and sacreds, and then we got like the 20 PD or whatever that we were able to muster, which consists of some heavy infantry, some indie heavy infantry, some crappy light infantry, and a pile of crossbows. I'll take it. And then our mages. And our mages consist... Oh, these are guarding the prophet. So we have our prophet. We've got 2 H2s, 4 H1s, a random fire death guy, and then we've got 2, of our actual mages. All right, let's see what happens. So yeah, it's a protection of the Shadelands. I guess they have different names, but these are basically the holy buffs. Let's see if we can... they only targeted his own guys. Oh, by the way, his bless is... So he's got Reinvig 2, Astral something. So Reinvig is Earth, sorry. And then he's got Magic Resist, a lot of Undying, and Strength. I guess he has Earth, Astral, Death. And so he's got a bunch of MR, a whole ton of Undying. I don't know off the top of my head. I forget what the Lemurian... If they have any sacreds as part of their free spawn. I forget. Oh, what are these? I forget what these are. He gets dogs. Dogs who when they kill you, you come back as a soulless. Yeah. All right. So let's. By the way, here, protection from the Shadelands. So now these guys. Let's see. Maybe hasn't appeared yet. So let's see. 0, 14, 14. Let's see if it changes. 0, 14. They got one more morale, and I think more defense. Maybe. And then, yeah, just more like he gets more buffs. So, let's go. Let's see what happens. So yeah, he's Unholy Protection. Let's take a look at their stats. Yeah, still. So they seem. I think it buffs maybe defense. I could look this up honestly, guys. I'm sorry. I'm a bit. Not putting a lot of effort into this. Yeah. So that was pretty good, right? Ashes to Ashes is my my smite. What do we call it? Not the smite. The banish. Whatever. All right. They have made contact with my heavy infantry. So now my heavy infantry is just fighting in melee. But actually, these guys are not routing. They're gonna go fight over here. Of course, the heavy cav that was in front has routed. So right now, but it's good because again, breaking up the script is kind of nice. So these guys were in front. They caused this whole blob to come to the front, and now I can fight these guys separately from these guys. Oh, also, yes. So this was a mistake in my script. Remember, these were the guys that had learned the hard way that you should not fire at a single PD reanimator and run into combat. So I forgot to tell them to stop running into combat, so they just run into combat. But of course, the 5 of them are going to hold up his entire army for like 10 turns, which is hilarious. Also, I have a random Phantasmal Warrior there. So let's keep... This is a good view. So yeah, these guys are just being Sparta here. Now, this is kind of scary, right? So now we're being surrounded. These guys are going to rout any moment. I mean, these are kind of shitty crossbows, but all right. They'll hopefully stick around. A fairly large concentration of Ashes to Ashes is doing a lot of damage here. And now, finally, these 5 suicidal guys have decided, have been killed. So the rest of his huge army is going to crash into my militiamen who are about to rout, I'm sure. And these crossbowmen who are also about to rout. There's one brave commander in front, swinging his sword. These guys are still standing. Remember, these are my sacreds. But he's not... Oh, yeah, he is blessed. So they have solar weapons, right? Sure. Not nothing. Um, this guy is paralyzed because I guess they have paralyzing weapons. The heroically, these light infantry have not routed yet, but this is bad news. More ashes to ashes. The hero point defense light infantry, who are so brave. Oh, and somehow, are these commanders? No, they're just sacreds. I have 2 sacreds in the middle of this army, so I think we can imagine that these light infantry are really inspired by the performance of these of these sacreds. Some some guy obviously made it close to the mages, and then the mage just turned around and lightning bolted him in the face. Or actually, it looks like I've lost a mage here, so maybe not. Maybe we lost a guy. I don't know. I didn't see that happen, but that was pretty awesome. This is just a Castellan. He's like being surrounded. These crossbows are being surrounded. Finally, the light infantry has been routed. And by the way, behind all of this, there's like a stream of summoned undead coming. Now, apparently, he doesn't have Horde of Skeletons yet. He doesn't have Enchantment 5 yet, because he's not... Well, or maybe he does, but he's fatigued. I couldn't tell. Now, notice some of them have routed. We've routed some of his units. And then... Look, this squad... Oh, no, this squad decides... So, yes, this squad has finished killing all the crossbows, and they've decided, you know what? Okay, let's go back and help our friends here. And so, my original squad of 5 defenders is still standing. The Sacred Wardens that were in here have died, obviously. There's one more guy over here. Is he taking a nap? No, he's fine. And all that's basically left is... a few of these defenders, and everybody else is routed, and so my armies leave the battlefield. And, you know, we got a lot of his stuff, but it was not enough. We got all this to rout. There's one warden from Man over here. He's diseased. I don't know what he's doing. He's just hanging out there. Oh, he's shooting his crossbow. I don't know. He's staying. Everybody else is leaving. He's staying. All right. And that's the end, right? Our forces defeated the attacking force from Lemuria. So, what happened? I don't know. You saw the replay. Clearly what happened is not what actually happened. And this can happen sometimes in Dominions 5. It's pretty rare, but sometimes a replay is different from, like, the end result of the battle summary is different than what happened in the replay that you watch. Now, looking at the death count here, this also really looks quite different. In the sense that well, no, not quite different. Actually, this looks accurate, right? We lost a lot of the light infantry, but they routed, so a lot of them would still be alive. No, but this is wrong. See, the crossbowmen, we lost a lot of crossbowmen. I don't think they routed. So, I don't know what we watched. It was a very entertaining battle, but it was obviously not the real battle that happened. Somehow, we won that fight. I mean, this is accurate on his end. We killed almost everything. He had, like, a bunch of guys left. That's fair. Although, even here, I would say it's not quite accurate. I feel like somehow this got messed up. Who knows? I don't know what happened. I don't know what random numbers ended up being different in the replay than not. But it was a close battle, you can tell. And in the end, we win that battle. And let's just go. Yeah, in the end, we win that battle. I don't know how that happens. We win the battle. I'll take it, right? And then I ping... I don't know what I was doing here. I guess I was pinging... I don't understand why... Maybe I misclicked a lot this turn. But, like, this... Oh, I know what I was doing. Yes. So I saw that he often doesn't put any PD. So if you have 0 commanders and 0 PD, you actually just win the fight, right? So so I just attack 4 provinces with scouts, and these 2 scouts just win the fights because he has like right, like down not here, but like here, yeah, he had 12 militias, but he had no commander, he had 0 PD, so you just win the fight, right? So please, guys, put at least 1 PD. Anyways, so that's just hilarious. I don't get income, but at least he doesn't get the income, right? So he still has a stack here. Like, does he intend to attack Ulm? Who knows? We won the big battle here, but Bobby is still alive. Bobby's down here. We have reclaimed most of our territory. And I think now Marignan is... I still can't kill his dragon, which is incredibly frustrating to me, but I think we have him on the back foot. So finally, let me just take a look at the sort of recruitment and what's going on here. My Palisades. I guess I'm finally building a Palisades here. For some reason, I hadn't started that a lot earlier. So what's moving around? I finally decide I can site search somewhere. So I bring my god out to site search over here. And then finally, I have this army that can go clear this province. For years now, it hasn't been cleared. So obviously, this is going to be enough. But meanwhile, Tianqi has already claimed like this farmland, right? The whole point was to get this farmland. Tianqi's already gotten this. So I'm very sad about that. All right, I've gone on long enough. This has been a long episode. We have finally turned back Marignan, at least made him hurt. We somehow won this battle against Lemuria, but he still has, he's only fighting me, so he's just going to keep reinforcing this. Actually, he's got some armies here because he has to deal with the AI. But, he's still reinforcing this, and I'm still, many turns away from having my castle here. So we just reinforce with what we have. I don't have much. This is all I have, so I guess that's what we're reinforcing with. All right, see you guys in the next episode, and for the next turn, take care.